Good morning and good evening. So today is our last day of a Bardo prayer. So Bardo, generally, I mean, you're not going to find anyone who doesn't have to die. Since we have to die, and so we must know about when we die, what happened and what we can do, also how we can help, you know. So generally, I think we can say this way. There's a two kind of being or two kind of people not have to go to Bardo. One person who commit a heinous crime, like killing father, killing mother, killing arhat, injuring to the Buddha, divided to the Sangha. Those kind of act is called the heinous crime. And in Tibetan, we call the Tsam member. It means the no Bardo, no between death and rebirth. So death and directly reborn in the lower realm. So that kind of person or that kind of being doesn't need to go to Bardo. And another one is someone who within the lifetime achieve, non-abiding nirvana of a Buddha of Dharmakaya, such as like a Milarepa, Rechumba, and they within the lifetime achieve nirvana. So those beings, they don't need to go to intermediate state. Earlier we talked about called the Bardo of the Dharmakaya, and when they dying, they recognizing the great luminosity, which is the inseparable of your own nature of mind, and so which is mean that what you practice through the practice, what you realize, and the great luminosity of at the time of the death appearance, those two are, inseparable, or recognizing that one. Because how you recognize that one is because of your practice of the Mahamudra, or nature of mind. So those two beings, someone who achieved the union of a Vajradhara, or someone who commit the heinous crime. Other than those, every sentient beings, doesn't matter where we're born, from the hell to the God realms, everyone have to go to intermediate state. So what is a benefit of receiving Bardo instruction is when we receive now Bardo instruction, so it helps us to give to time to prepare for what to do in the Bardo. And when we prepare now, when we reach to the Bardo, actually, and they say in the Bardo, you don't need to meditate. Long as you remember, you will liberate it. So that is what's called the Bardo Lochuk Tamba. Remembering and immediately liberate it without the effort of practice or meditation. So that remembering is we have to put the habit now. You know, so this list is what we receive. We see the lists. Those lists are what will happen at that time. What should we do? So that is a preparation we have to do now. Because if we think, oh, those things I will do in the Bardo, right now I enjoy my life, you know, then actually when you reach to the Bardo, you will remember what to do. You will not have a chance to you know, practice, or you will not have a chance to mindfulness of those teachings, because you are really totally disturbed your mind. So I think this reason Bardo teaching is helpful for us to, so that way when we actually reach there, and we have a better chance to change even our lifetime. We make some mistake, and that mistake can bring to the low realm. But through the remembering the Bardo or the teaching Dharma, it will help us to liberate it from those rebirth. You know, good one is in the Bardo reach to the union of the emptiness and you know, sometimes called the bliss and emptiness, sometimes called the appearance and emptiness, sometimes called the sound and emptiness. So that kind of a four great union, and through that four great union we reach to the Sambhogakaya. But even we not reach to the Sambhogakaya because of our lack of a practice as a, you know, accomplishment of the practice, but still we have good chance to can be reborn to the you know, higher realm or pure light by remembering those Bardo teachings. So this reason we should learn, and there's such this kind of prayer. And also one thing is that one. Two things is when we're in the Bardo, when somebody do prayer for us, we remember, oh, I received those teachings, I should think that way. Then that prayer really help. Otherwise, even somebody do really sincere prayer, you have no idea what is going on, then that's not going to help that much. So I think those reasons we must learn about the Bardo. Okay, so we talked last week, like when you have those fears and try to run to, when you see, basically, when you see the palace, some kind of like a beautiful palace, and those mentioned palace, and that is a sign of reborn in the form realms. And if you see the God realm, they kind of intimate, kind of like then that is a sign to see reborn the desired God realms. And also human, like you see as a you know, beautiful island, and with a lake, with adorned with the sun as a reborn on the east continent, horse as a reborn in the north continent, and the cows as a when you see the island with the cows as a you know, west continent. And when you see beautiful house, and in the house have a you know, parent intimacy, you see that one, and reborn on the reborn in the human realms as a you know, south continent. Now from today here, we start from here. If chased by the storm, so storm is a continuum. There's a storm or a noisy or a sound or something as a many kind of like a, you know, humans kind of like a really scary sound. Those all happen, and when chased by those storms, thunder and rain, heat or cloud, heat or cold. Then what happened is we approach, so we try to run away from that. We approach cave, ravine, tree stump, or in the like. So like someone tried to run from those fears and they approach to the cave. A ravine means the kind of valley. They try to run there to hide there. And the stump, like something is like a really burned tree, you know, something is like a huge tree have empty inside. So that kind of a stump, and you see kind of more like those are kind of dark colors. See, then seeking refuge, try to run there to try to hide there. Is such as experience arising, grain as to be grace to that they are placed to be bad rebirth. Why? Because when you approach into the cave or ravine, that is a more like a reborn in the I think animal. And when you approach into the, you know, to the tree stump, that is a reborn to the hungry ghost. So this one is now all those. We have to have somehow kind of a bondage or, you know, connected to our parents, you know, womb with the physical body. So that is a, you have that emotionally, like I saying, it's an attachment or hatred. So this one, some say is a being attached to that cape or ravine or the stump of the tree. Some say is when you reach there, you will see your parent and you have that emotion of attachment and hatred. But doesn't matter what you see your parent in there or not, long as you have this attachment, like attached to the cave, attached to the, you know, place wherever you're hiding, then that is a main causing, because there's some way to, we have to be, you know, what called this? Samjarwa. Samjarwa means the Tibetan is a combined our consciousness to the 5 elements of the father and mother's, you know, those blood and semens, those have to combine together is the emotion of attachment and aversion. So you attach to the place, you attach to the island, you attach to the mansion, you attach to the cave, you attach to the, you know, tree stump, or you whatever you attach on those places where you're hiding. So that attachment is the main or called the condition to we are reborn again to the samsara. So that way, always you see many teachings said main cause of samsara is attachment. Because of the attachment, there will always be arising the aversions. You know, if we don't have attachment, there are no chance to come the aversions. So like Buddha said, more you have a hope, stronger your depression is come. I mean, gap between your hope and the reality, more gap, bigger gap, and I have a more stress. So that is showing us more we have attachment, our aversion is arise also same way, equal way. So that reason this is not, it didn't say exactly, you know, some saying is you have to see the parent there. Some saying is even you don't see the parent there, as long as you have attachment, those places, that is causing to the rebirth of the particular realm of the like a God realm to the hungry ghost or hell realm. So that reason here at the at the earlier verse last time we talked said, grant us grace to be free from attachment and aversion or jealousy. So attachment, aversion, jealousy, those are the main cause to we are reborn. So I think that way the place is how it causes us to hide in there. Just gone to the place itself is I don't think so. You can be reborn the lower realm, but once you go that place and you have attachment on that place, or you see that your parent in that place, then from that emotion of attachment, aversion, you are continually, formed actually physically body in the womb with your consciousness. Otherwise, your consciousness and your physical body, this physically gross body is already separate at the time of the death. So those become together again as the main cause is attachment. So in this time, when you see the place, whatever, or you see the union of parents in union, intimacy. I don't know how to say correct pronunciation, but when you see that one, and if you try to see the place, whatever you reach that place, think as this is a pure land. So that is we train right now in the Vajrayana, especially in the Vajrayana. We always said, wherever you stay in that as a meditate as a pure land. Don't think as that is ordinary place, where your normal place, like a samsaric, mundane place. Don't think. I try to think, doesn't matter it's beautiful or ugly or, doesn't matter, just think as this is pure land. So when you think this right now as all the place as a pure land, our perception is changed that way, try to think as a positive, then at the in the Bardo, you will transform that one to pure land, no matter what you see. Island, you see all any kind of place you see, it become a pure land. And when you see the parent union, you try to see those as a deity union. Then you're not going to have this emotion of attachment and aversion because you see them as a deity union. That help us to actually even we not reach to the second Bardo to union of the Sambhogakaya, but from here also have good chance to reach to the union of the Sambhogakaya by seeing the place as a pure land and parents as a deity, mother and father of the deity union, then there have good chance to also reach to the Sambhogakaya of a union of the Sambhogakaya. So that is how can be also liberated there. I mean, chance is smaller. Our chance is getting smaller. Longer we stay in the Bardo, chance getting smaller. Also, longer we go through the Bardo, that is showing us our chances is smaller because our what called the strength of the practice is weakening, not that strong. So that way we'll go through all those other Bardo, from the second Bardo to third Bardo. But even third Bardo still have chance to reach to that one. So how to reach to the union of the Sambhogakaya is you try to see appearance as a place as a pure land and parents as a deity what call? Then also at that time, when we take refuge of the 3 jewels, we recite the deity's mantra, and also just remembering your secret name from the empowerment of the deity. I think those can help to protect us to rebirth of those realms by just remembering those. So that is how it can be reverse, or can say reverse, or can be change the direction of the rebirth. Okay, so this one, I think translation a little bit mistake there. If we see the beautiful mention made of the deadly red heart mandal. So those two are, so actually see, if we see messenger of the Yama, fire, or beautiful mentions, or beautiful medal made by metal, mention made by metal. So those are have to, there few words need to add. If we see messenger of the Yama, if we see fire, if we mention made made of metal. So then you delight think of entering. Why you need to delight think of entering on the fire and red heart mention? As a reason is because you remember earlier said if chased by storm, thunder, rain, heat, or cold. And because of those chased by the thunder, rain, cold, you try to find a warmer place. So whenever you see the fire, you go to that place. Or when you see the, hard mansion, so or kind of like metal mansion. So you think that is going to protect you from those thunder or lightning or rain or things. So try to hide on those places. So that is, I think, here. So that way, you being attached to that place. And the Yama's messenger is it. I mean, once you see the Yama's messenger, then you have not that much choice, because they put the rope on your neck and carry you down to the hell. You see that in the wheel of samsara, middle there's 3 animals. And the one side is a black color, and the beings with a tied rope and pulling down with a neck with a tied rope. Someone's pushing down. That is a Yama of the messenger. So messenger of the Yama. So that is in the Tibetan called the killer. It means the messenger of the Yama taking you to the down there to the hell. So that is, I think, need to add here. So taken by the messenger of the Yama, or being attached to the fire of the warmness or the mental mention. Then when you delight to entering there, where we recognize its nature as a without the deed. Okay, now there's in the samsara, there's 4 different type of rebirth. We're born from the womb, born from the egg, born from the moisture and heat, and miracle birth. So those are how to we reborn. Is it then said from envy or jealousy, we are take birth in the womb or in the eggs. So womb and egg is a kind of same, because egg also have to born from the womb. So that way egg birth, like a bird, is called a twice birth, because you have to born as an egg, then from the egg to be born as a chick. So both are born from the womb. So those are mainly have an envy or jealousy. So So this envy or jealousy mean the basically attachment and aversion. As earlier I mentioned, when you were going to be reborn in the male, we have a jealousy to the father and attachment to the mother. When you're going to be female, jealousy to the mother and attachment to the father. So that emotion, as when you have that one, that kind of emotion, that is a sign of a rebirth of the womb rebirth. Longing for the smell and a taste. So that is a take rebirth of the moisture. I think should be here warm and moisture, because warm alone cannot give the birth of those insects, or moisture alone cannot give. So have to come together, moisture and warm together. So Tibetan word is called the Dre. Dre means the warm, share means the moisture. So being attached to the smell or taste are the Bardo beings. If you be attached to the smell and taste, you have a that is it can be caused to rebirth to the warm and moisture rebirth, like a insect. And attached to the place, take rebirth the instinct at the time of the rebirth. So instinct means the miracle birth. So miracle birth is when you attach to the place, like earlier, just ahead, which said when you see the fire or mansion, made by metal. So being attached to them, that place. So that is causing to the rebirth, instant rebirth. Instant, so like most of God realms, instant rebirth. Like especially form realms. I think desire God realm, they have a parent, but they born in the parent's lap, not the womb. So I think they count as a miracle rebirth. And human, we can say there's some miracle rebirth, like Brahma Sambhava, Arya Deva, and some are reborn from the egg. There's called Buddhist earlier, family lineage. There's one is born from the egg, and some is born from the, I think, moisture and warmness. As there's some story, but majority of human beings are born from the womb, and the animal have I think basically have a warm and moisture rebirth like an insect, and egg rebirth like a chicken, bird, and also snake, and womb rebirth as a large other animals. And so I think hungry ghosts also have both miracle rebirth and womb rebirth, and hell is a miracle rebirth. So those the beings, those rebirth is because of that they have a certain way to attachment and aversion. So when you have that attachment, you will be reborn in those places of the 6 realms. Now, this is the what called the main method of teaching to how to liberate from the this kind of a situation of when we're taking rebirth to the next level. So said, when we see our parent and place and of a birth free of desire and aversion, may we know this as an illusion, and through the awareness of recognizing their true nature, gain the grace to be without the attachment and close to door the womb. So how we close the door of the womb of our next life of those 6 realms is this 2 method. First one said, free of desire and aversion. How to free of desire and aversion the mind is a, may we know this as an illusion. So what kind of illusion we're talking about is a see as a parent, as a deity union. So that is what is illusion mean. So like for example, when you see as a parent, you know, of the intimates of the parent, and see those are a union of the Buddha, like a Amitabha, then you want to go to reborn on the Pure Land of a Sukhavati Pure Land. So also you try to see as a Buddha Akshobhya union and reborn in the Akshobhya Pure Land. So that is how we you know, protect us from the next rebirth by see as an illusion. Illusion means the illusion body of deity's union. Okay. Then the second one is that through the awareness, recognizing their true nature. It means it's called the luminosity of a completion stage. It's called the first one is called the completion stage with a sign, because you see as a deity's form with the illusion body as it become completion stage with a sign. But when completion completely diluted the deity's form and it become like in the nature of space, it's called the completion stage without the sign. So that is a true nature. True nature is there's no form, no sound, no smell, no taste. You know, those all are delusion. So when you get to that true nature, and it become a nature like space. So you can see lots of teachings on the Mahamudra and many different teaching on the ultimate teachings. They always say example as a space. So that is what is true nature mean, the ultimate nature. So these two way, then we can protect us, grant us what called we can close the door of a birth of a womb or place wherever we're going to be born. We can close that door. We can block that door by these two of the called the completion stage with the sign of the see as a illusion body of the deity, completion stage without sign as a true nature of a reality. So by this one, then we can. So that's earlier I mentioned. We have to see as a, if you see the parent, you see them as a deity union. So then you're not going to have this attachment or aversion, those emotion, and you only have a devotion. So then that devotion help us to, you know, block our entry into the womb of next rebirth of 6 realms. Okay, then said, if ever does not close the womb, we must be reborn. And there's no other way to, you know, other reborn. Then we are kind of like ready to reborn on the birth. The entry into the womb. Then at that time also there's a way to you can do is say may it be by blissful feel or joyful feel of the profound joy, or else as a universal king or the pure Brahmin lineage, and grant us to be graced to be reborn in the according with our wishes. So this is what it means that if there's you cannot close the door of rebirth, then ready to enter into the womb of the door. At that time, then you have to strongly concentrate yourself as a Sukhavati Pure Land or Akshobhya Pure Land. So, and then when you see as a parent, you try to see them as a Amitabha, union of Amitabha and the consort, or union of the Akshobhya and the consort. So then your consciousness as a see as a seed syllable, hung or whatever seed syllable, and from that to try to enter into the womb, and with the strong concentration of Pure Land, of those Sukhavati Pure Land or actually a Pure Land, and you have a good chance to reborn there. If that is not possible, then maybe or more less, that one is called the called profound joy. Profound joy is a one of the desire realm, but there's have a lots of continually teaching by the Buddha. Like before there was a Shakyamuni Buddha, and when Shakyamuni Buddha was born in the human realm, Buddha Midriya is teaching. It's called the Tushita. So that is the same as a Tushita, is called the profound joy. So then, or else as a universal king or pure Burmese lineage. So universal king and pure Burmese lineage is an example. It means that have a place and the family is a suitable to have a supportive to have a have good chance to reach or meet with the Dharma, receive teaching, have good ability to practice. So someone is also that family also be a little bit respectful, because if you reborn in the family that's really disrespectful, and then is have a less chance to practice Dharma, because lots of places people look down on you, and also so many ways. So I think I want to joke one thing, baby, that's not good, so it's okay. So I think this reason is to try to prayer that reborn to somewhere have a continually Dharma practice, at least. Even reborn in the human realm, at least born that have a good condition to practice Dharma. The family, community, environment, place, everywhere have a good, favorable condition to meet with the Dharma, that continually practice the Dharma. So that is a way we have to pray. So that is what does it mean, the rebirth of concentrates with our wishes. I mean that whatever we wish to be reborn, if we strongly concentrate with that way. So this is like, unless you should be. Okay, then now it said, once reborn, may we be remember our previous life and have the good fortune to practice the Dharma of the great vehicle. Out of the love, aspiring solely for the benefit of others, may we be through our effort quickly attain the enlightenment. So, I mean, most of people don't remember what they were in the previous life. That is it, only few high beings. They have a remembering. Even the lot of those highly recognizing name in Latin we call the Tugu in the Tibetan tradition. Most of them don't remember at all. So it's not talking about that you have to remember clearly, but we can see that different attitude. Someone who have a past in the Dharma, they genuinely have a strong devotion, interest, like I can see in the West, whole family, whole community, really strong, conservative Christian, but then one child become really interested in the Dharma. So those are your habitual tendencies from the past lives. Because of the past lives, whatever, so the same as you remember, and not really clearly remember, but it's that a habit is a show up your past lives, that attitude show up your past lives, what you have done. So that way, from the sense young, people are really interesting. And so funny part is also some people, like I saw lots of Vietnamese. Since they were little, they're not really interested in the Vietnamese Dharma, but they're really interested in the Tibetan Buddhism. Then nowadays I see lots of Tibetan also really interested in the Theravada teachings. So those are, showing up your past lives, a karmic connection, something. So that way, you don't remember exactly your previous life, but there's from your attitude to show up, your past life, some kind of connection. So that is what means the remembering our previous life. Otherwise, most of us, majority of us, we don't remember our past life, but we have some kind of a special interest on, something. So I think that is the same as a remembering the previous life. So that way, then have the good fortune to practice the Dharma of the great vehicle. I mean the Mahayana teaching of the Mahayana, or whatever Dharma, not necessarily just only great vehicle, Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, whatever. Long as you practice the Dharma and follow to the three training of the Buddhism, you will have good chance to reborn in the liberated, from the samsara. So it doesn't matter which Dharma you follow, but it's because Tibet is 100% is a Mahayana. We don't have a like Theravada tradition. We don't have a particularly Theravada, separately. So that way, just prayer is come as a Mahayana. But actually, it doesn't matter which vehicle, Hinayana, Mahayana, Vajrayana. All three vehicles will liberate you or attain you enlightenment, because all three vehicles are followed to the three trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdoms. There's no like a Hinayana training, three training is lesser, or there are no Mahayana training is a higher. All the three training is the same. So there are no distinguish or no different. So all three training are same. So that way path is the same. So since the path is the same, generally attending enlightenment is the same. But of course, there's intention is different. So that way it's make a little bit different. But how to reach to the enlightenment, all three vehicles have same three trainings. So that way, meeting with the Dharma, this day also people use it as a, here said just Dharma. Lots of people nowadays use it as a holy Dharma or Buddha Dharma. Modern people use this one, Buddha Dharma, because Dharma doesn't mean the only Buddhism, because Hindu also use as a Dharma. So here's a particularly Buddha's teaching. It's called the Buddha Dharma. So I heard nowadays people try to use it as a specifically try to make as a Buddha Dharma, so translating. Or sometimes in the Tibetan we call the Satta Dharma, which means the true Dharma or precious Dharma. So that is a great vehicles. Now, out of love, aspiring solely of the benefit of others. So it means that out of love, loving and compassion, and one pointed mind, the benefit of other sentient beings. This is a make the Mahayana, not just only individual liberations. Your soul, concentration, soul benefit for other sentient beings. So then from that to we through the effort to quickly attain the enlightenments. Okay, then here said, by the power of the blessing of the Victorious One and their sons, and by power of the purity of the nature of the ultimate reality, may the power of the purity of our altruistic thought, may this wish according come true. So first is we have to receive the blessing of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Like all this is prayer can fulfill because of the blessing of the Buddha and their son, mean like a Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara, and those all the Bodhisattva and Maitreya, those are called the son of the Buddha, so Bodhisattvas. So Buddha and Bodhisattvas and blessings. So that power of that blessings as how we can accomplishing is by power of the purity of the nature of ultimate reality. So in the jewel ornament, Gampopa said, when you have a devotion to the ultimate reality, when you have a slight realization, when you have a partial realization, when you have a complete realization of that ultimate reality, you will reach to the path of the application or hearer or solitary realization and bodhisattvas. So by that ultimate reality or it means the dharma dhatu or ultimate pure nature. By that, more you have realized your attainment of the state is higher. So that is a power. Because of this ultimate reality, then we can receive all the Buddha and Bodhisattva's blessings. Without the ultimate reality, Buddha and Bodhisattva cannot give that blessings. So that reason, sentient being can become a Buddha, but like rock and tree cannot become a Buddha because they don't have that ultimate nature. So more we become closest to that ultimate nature of in the Vajrayana, it's called the nature of a mind. More we become closest to that nature, ultimate reality or Dhamma dhatu. More we become closer to the Dharma dhatu, higher realization we will gain. So that is what is a blessing of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. So because of this true nature of the Dhamma dhatu, that way we can receive this power of the blessings. Is that this power is come from there. Then by the power of the purity of our altruistic thoughts, it means our own also generating bodhicitta, and also the bodhicitta itself is a relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta. So those all come together. Buddha's blessings, true nature of realities, and our own pure altruistic thought. These three together accomplishing our wish according. Buddha alone cannot do. True nature alone cannot do. Our altruistic thought alone cannot do. Have to compound, all come together. So Buddha's blessing is always there. True nature is always there. Why we not reaching to the nirvana or become a Buddha? Because we are lacking our purity, altruistic thought. Our thought is corrupted with a negative. That way, even we have a Buddha nature, even Buddha and Bodhisattva's blessing is unconditionally there, permanently, still we not reach to the nirvana because we are lacking with the altruistic thought. So when those come three together, no one can stop fulfilling your wish. So far, our wish is not fulfilling because of the lack of altruistic thought. So we need to change that altruistic thought. You don't need to produce the true nature. It's always there. You don't need to request the blessing of the Buddha and Bodhisattva, always there. Only we need to change our thought from the negative to altruistic. So how to change is it? By relative bodhicitta. We have loving kindness and compassion, and above that, then we have absolute bodhicitta of realization of the Mahamudra. Then whatever wish always fulfill. Okay, so now it's a question. Ms. Zung sent me some question. Said, "Dear Khenpo, would you please explain what the longest time in the Bardo from dying to reborn could be? If our beloved one is already dead long time ago, we still pray for reborn in the higher realm or do pour for them. It's still effective in the doing those. And in case that person has been reborn, but we don't know what if we keep praying and doing pour for them. If there is any effect or do. Pour, unless that person who do the POA is already enlightened, not the namely enlightened, okay? There are lots of namely enlightened, and already achieved the enlightened. Then if they do, even that person is born somewhere, they can liberate them. But other than that, just doing POA, I don't think so it helps you. But even our loved one reborn to somewhere in the hell realm, hungry ghost, animal, human, anywhere, if we do merit and dedicated them, it will definitely help them. Their life become improved and better. If they reborn in the low realm, it will quickly liberate it from the low realm and reborn in the higher realm, and things that are helpful for them, yes. But POA, I'm not sure. It's not necessary. POA is only effective, effective between the outer breath and inner breath. At that time, if you do have good chance to from the POA to reborn in the Pure Land, once gone to the Bardo, it's really difficult to do. Because that person who doing the POA need the wisdom mind to can see where is in the Bardo. We don't know ourselves where we are, how we can see them. So there's no hope that much from the POA once we get there. But when we do any kind of other merit, we'll definitely dedicate it to them, will definitely help. So in Tibet, lots of people do every year anniversary of someone's loved one death. So we do the talk offering. So talk offering is a great accumulation of merit from the offering and dedicated for that person. So yes, that one can benefit. And second one is there's how long can stay. Some people stay 1 week, some stay 2, 3, and normally, generally, longest one is a stay 49 days. It's not necessarily everyone stay 49 days. Longest one stay 49 days. But there's certain beings stay more than that. Is like in the Sudra mentioned Buddha, Kashyapa, Buddha's time. There one king called the Wenzi, beautiful light. His son stayed in the intermediate state for the 2 years. I think, 2 years. Or 3 years, I'm sorry, 3 years stay. Also in the Drukpa master called the Gyalwang, he saw one person died and stay in the intermediate state on the 2 years and 3 months. So those are like a certain, only few happen certain things, So other than that, normal, regularly, longest one is a stay 49 days. Okay, first I go through Miss Zung's, first I go through her question. So second question is said, dear Khenpo, when a person died, we offer food, clothes, and money by burning them. Does he or she actually receive them? So food and clothes, I think they can receive by burning, because I think the spirit, they only can receive that smell or taste that is through the burning. I don't know, this the real, so most of ritual, they do burning ritual for the giving to the spirit. But the question is, when you burn the fake money, will they receive the real money or fake money? So I don't know. So lots of people burning the fake money. So that is a questionable. But if you do the meritorious act and dedicated, definitely they receive that one. Third question is only 8 hours after death we can touch the dead body. Is the right, Khenpo? After the 49 day, we can get rebirth, right? So 8 hours, I don't know why. I heard this one before, someone saying, because from the stop outer breath to inner breath, time is really short. So for instant, only stay for instant. Then after that, I don't think so they stay, I mean, ordinary people. But then some people who practitioner, they can stay longer. who have an experience of the karma binding, vipassana, then they can stay longer, called the meditation stage. Some stay, week, some stay month. So that is different. But other than that, I really don't know what this 8 hours come from. I have no answer. And also rebirth is not necessarily take 49 days. So some is only 1 week. Within the week they can be reborn somewhere. So it's not really like it's the longest is 49 days. Okay, so third one is a people who smoke. Can they get the smoking effect of poor practice? I really don't know smoker can get the poor practice effect or not. But a smoker definitely have a problem with the deity or the, this spiritual whatever is coming around, because that way we said we have to keep the shrine and the body clean. Smoke is the, tobacco is the poison, kind of poison tree. So like when we're offering smoke offering, only you have to offering the medicinal tree, not the poison. Poison was not allowed to use. Medicinally, any tree can use for the small offering. So that way, it's become a poison for the environment, poison for the inner environment, poison for the outer environment, and poison for the spiritual. And so that way, I don't know. That pollution is really bad. So I don't know. But I mean that. Basically, Paul saying is even you did the heinous crime, Paul can liberate you. So if heinous crime ones can liberate by the good Paul, then why cannot liberate those smokers? So that's so I don't know. Okay, and it said why should touch to the when people die? Normally, don't touch anywhere. Basically, if you do prayer, do the prayer around the head area. And if you want to touch to the this Brahmin chakra, other than that, don't touch. It's no good at the place touching. And the another one said, people, what make people to rebirth before the 49 days? No. I think you should ask why it takes so long to take rebirth. Why it take 49 days? They have to take rebirth the quickest they want, but they have to find the suitable karmically connected to the parent. So sometimes they're not finding, like we're waiting for our line. So it's like waiting line. Bardo is a waiting line. So you have to waiting for your next rebirth until your number come, you cannot rebirth. So your number is not come. That way it took the 49 days. Then there's another question said, about the practice, please explain about Achi, Machi. They are Dakinis. Yes, they are Dakini. They are wisdom Dakini. They are in embodiment of the enlightenment. So they are inseparable. The Tara, Panchaparaminda, Vajrayogini. So yes, they are enlightened. What I said is when you involve too much Dharma protector practice, because the Dharma protector is only you do Achi, then it's okay. But the Dharma protector, there's a lot of involvement of the local spirit too. Like Achi herself is enlightened beings, but Achi have so many retinues. Some of those retinue are worldly beings. So if you involve too much, those worldly beings, you have a good chance to keeping you in the spirit realm with them. So I said, so not Achi. Achi will never keep you there. Machi Lokitama never keep you there. But I said, Achi practice sometime, when Dharma protector practice, basically I said, Dharma protector so much involved because some people, their main practice is Dharma protector. The main practice shouldn't be Dharma protector. Then you're mistake. Dharma protector is protecting your Dharma practice. Okay. So you requiring them to protect your Dharma practice. If you practicing them, then there's no other protecting. So there's no reason. So that's the way you have to know their place. Okay. When we're taking refuge, you see the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, they are higher. Dharma protector are a little bit lower. That is the show us the place to what is the main object to take a refuge. Even they are emanation from the enlightened beings, long as they took to the Dharma protector form, they are lower. Their state is lower. So they are not really like a main object to take a refuge. So you have to know that place of their own. So then separate. So I didn't say Achi will harm your Bardo or Majila Kitama. That's not. But because of your involvement, your main practice as Achi, then problem come is she have so many retinue. There are some of those retinue worldly beings. They have good chance to keep you in the spirit realm. So then it's not good, not healthy. So that's what I said. So there's one question said, you said that the light color appeared to attract us to Bardo, but they are illusory manifestation of the defilement. Mind is a sixth realm, is a samsara. But I can see the light side that I can directly go to the nirvana of the Pure Land. So that means we have to be no cultivated practice well. We'll continue falling into the next Bardo rebirth. Then we will only see the light manifestation in the field defile mind. So we can try to meditate on the time as to the Pure Land as a light, as a right. There is no illusory light from the Pure Land of the deity, right? Thanks, Kembola. So ordinary people, okay, ordinary people, the light is basically called the 5 path of the light as a reborn in the 5 realms. And in the Dzogchen, there's one, some Nima Bardo teaching, they said called the wisdom light, you know, light rope is from manifest from the deities. So Drukpa Pema Kapo said, those light is only can see person who are Tögyal practitioner. So Tögyal practitioner, they can see those lights. So Tögyal is upon the Dzogchen teachings. So other than that, ordinary people cannot see those lights. So that is, I think, different. So that way, those 5 light, I think I understood that, something like that. So I'm not sure if somebody can clarify for me this question. And last question from the Ms. Zong said, if I am tired of a human life, I think pretty much everyone tired of being human life. I don't think so. You are only alone. And I don't want to be reborn as a human anymore, but I'm not in a merit to go to the good realm of the Buddha realm. What should I do? So no pain, no gain. There are no free ride. You know, people may think, oh, without anything, my effort, I will gain something. Oh, Guru bless me, deity bless me. There are no pain, no gain. There are no, everything is consequences. So without your own, effort, it's not going to gain anything. But the easiest way to reborn in the Pure Land, Sukhavati Pure Land. On the Sukhavati Pure Land, you need 4 causes to reborn the Pure Land. That I'm not going to repeat that one today, but there's last time I talked on the Buddhism 101. So you can listen there. And once you have those 4 causes, you can be reborn in the Pure Land. But I mean, it's not going to be free ride. You have to be involved some part, as earlier I mentioned there, 3 conditions. Buddha's blessings, nature of the luminosity, and your own effort of the altruistic thought. All 3 have to come together to reborn in the higher realm, reborn in or attain the nirvana. So, okay, then there's somebody said, how I may have known the lost person is reborn. I have no idea that part. So, and there's one question said, what should happen if one died due to accident? Not time to prepare for the Bardo stage. What can one do so that sudden death would not cause to the decade to be reborn in the lower realm? I don't think so. It be sudden death is caused to the lower realm, because even you don't have the part of the dissolution of the element, they don't have that sudden death. But it's not going to cause them to in the Bardo, the effect. But if they go to the Bardo, but I think sometimes this called sudden death is they have a because of the tragedy death, especially, then they have a strong emotion. That emotion can cause to reborn in the lower realm or something. But the sudden death alone, I don't think so it's going to cause any reborn in the lower realms. So then other that there's according to the Bardo prayer, there's according to this label of the practice as a places. So how would we know each label? So this label is it there you're according to your practice. Like if you're a good practitioner, like a Mahamudra realization, if you have a direct realization of the nature of your mind, then your first label. You don't have a direct realization of your nature of mind, but you have a sudden label of a achievement, like a path of the application, then you get the second label. Even you don't have those ones, if you really have a sincerely, practicing 3 jewels, dharma, and those, what called the refugee, and have a devotion, faith, and those are really sincerely, then your third label. So I think those 3 labels is basically come from there, your own according to the daily practice. Okay, then third question is that how we can help the disease to remember their Bardo practice. So what help him to achieve in the awareness? So that disease one is have a experience of the teaching, receive teaching practice, and then you can help by the reading the prayer. You can, like this prayer, you can read them, they can understand, it will help. But if that person have no interest of the practice, you cannot help by reading any part of prayer. Just do any kind of prayer with a sincere good thought, with a kind, compassion, loving kindness, and do any prayer will benefit for them. But if that person is a practitioner, then you can read the Bardo teachings, you can read even that his own or her own daily practice, that sadhana, read, it helps them to remind, So, but if that person is a non-practitioner, just prayer, any prayer can help. But it's not going to be helpful for remind them anything because they don't have any memory. There's no way to remind them anything. Then what is the essence of the Bardo prayer? Will Khenpo giving the teaching on the daily practice? Daily practice is whatever you do, what daily practice you make the commitment. Those all is become a daily practice. So, like some people do Genesis, some people do Tara. So that is daily practice. So this essence of this part of prayer is that when we do this prayer, and it may help us to remember in the Bardo also those whatever meaning of the text, meaning of the prayer, then it helps us to, remembering. So I think that reason. Okay, then there's said, no good view, have light, make like before better. I'm not sure. I mean, this is light is a 2 kind of light. One is just every part of being can see those 5 light, which is according to the path to the 5 realms. But then it's called the wisdom light. That is only can see the high practitioner. Joy, Sim Joy, Rinpoche, Manje Banai, Joy, Jebai, Nyambai, Membai, Kone, Kondo, Pewai, Joy, Dada Konde Tam, Jejitu Sundo Sabada, Jebe, Jebe Sawadi. Tata Senje Danje Yundo Lana Mamba Yanda Basobe Janjo Rinpoche Toba Joje Shija Konse Kunji Juji Tendene La Wanda Te Kombare Jebe Jetembasit Shedru Tosan Kombensin Juroji. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Ms. Ngok.